so stupid. Okay.
Has a little nip in there for Nick, dude.
Little nip nap tacky whack. What up, Frage?
What's up, man? Throwing an intro right there.
Yeah, listen to it down, break it down.
Yes.
Sunday, another Sunday. Here we are.
Oh shit, rocking the John Pauls.
I
forgot.
The grandpa glasses, huh?
Dude, I'm legit now.
Uh-oh. I think we gotta better start recording here.
Oh fuck! Throw that recording sign on. I wonder if that causes static last time though.
Boop. Maybe because it's plugged into the same thing.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe it was running fucking
yeah.
static on there, dude.
Let's try it off.
All right. Thank you for the sign, Mama. Appreciate it.
Now recording.
Yeah. Where did our shit go? We gotta start off every week with the day. What is today, man?
Sunday.
28th?
29th.
29th. Damn.
Yep.
Fucking April flew by, dude.
Yep. It's gonna be May.
So we got to get some props out. We got some old schoolers that subscribers, and what we're gonna say, man. If you subscribe or watch the page, right, just share it with one of your friends.
Oh yeah. When you watch your videos, just do me a favor. At the end of the video, do us a favor and just share it. You know, on Facebook or whatever. You share it. So I'd say we got about pretty consistently 100 plus viewers. So if everybody just shared it when they're done, you know, and get one other person to watch it, you know, that's 200 viewers. And we're gonna make this thing grow.
We're just trying to grow our cult base, you know. And we got some shirts. The shirt thing, we're gonna have to get some more shirts out, dude, because I think we're down to like 2.
Yeah.
So we got some more shirts coming. And these, I don't know. What about these, man?
These are tight. I got a couple calls about I want a coffee mug.
Oh shit. We got to figure out how to make that stuff work. But,
we'll make it work.
So give shout outs this week to Michelle Searcy, G-Town.
OG.
Brian Hieronymus, G-Town. Floodlit 1. We're not quite sure who you are, but thank you for checking us out. Diesel Dan, Cade, Brian Judlitson. I think I said that right.
Mm-hmm.
Mando Rugg, Sherry K. Wilson, and Sally.
That girl.
Ooh, that girl.
Old school rap. Remember the old school? What happened to the old school music, man?
Dude.
Fuck,
it ain't the same, bro.
I listen to old school coming over here every morning.
That's all I listen to, old shit. And you know the shit we used to listen to, it's old school, is now like 40 years old, dude. I mean,
yeah.
Fucking think about it.
6 a.m, police at my door.
Fresh Adidas squeak across the bathroom floor. Gotta get up before the day begins.
You see, you just mixed it to the NWA, dude.
What, dude? It just
before
flows.
my mama started bitching about my friends.
Yeah.
Sex.
Now I let the Alpine play.
Bumping new shit from NWA.
Yeah.
See, you're good. That's all right. That's what I do all the time. My daughter always gets mad. She's like, that's not even the fucking words to the song. I don't give a fuck. I can sing whatever I want.
Fucking having fun, man. That's how I remembered learning it. Or maybe all the drug shit has got my brain out slower.
Nah, I think that was before drugs, dude.
No, but I mean now, like...
Oh, yeah.
Like my brain skips. It goes from fucking 89 to 91 and just... You know what I mean?
Yeah, I noticed that.
And that's something else, man. We got people busting our balls about what years we did shit or when we're telling stories and stuff, you know. This isn't a fucking lawyer show. We're not fucking...
Oh, do your research.
Yeah. Come on, man. We're trying to pull shit out of our ass that happened 30, 35 years ago. And, yeah, we're not going to get shit right sometimes. But you get the whole chunk of the story that's good. The fucking edges might be rough, but the story's fucking good.
If you think we're smart, we are. If you think we're stupid, we are.
We're a little bit of both, man.
And everybody is.
Oh, fuck. I wanted to show you that, man.
What's that?
Okay, so this guy was using this thing to show people about believing in God, right? Because it was an atheist versus a believer.
Mm-hmm.
So let me get the marker. The marker will show better.
Just to kind of...
We do have one marker for the show. It's in the budget. So here's what it is. It's a circle like this. Just a circle, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can see that circle. So the guy says, everything there is, all the knowledge in the universe, the Akashic record, all that shit's in this fucking circle, right?
Okay.
So he asked the guys, you're a professor, you're intelligent, you know, you have very good language skills, all that kind of shit. He goes, I want you to take this marker and fill in how much knowledge you have out of all that, right? So the guy goes like this. He fills in about that much. You can see.
Okay.
He goes, okay, so we've established you're smart. You have a 8-year law degree, whatever it is. You know, you're highly intelligent. And you only know this much.
Okay.
Right? So there's all of this that you don't know.
Right.
And so he tells him, in this spot that you don't know, you don't think there's a spot or a dimension for God? Right?
Well, I don't see how you could go outside and look at the sky or go to the ocean and not believe that there was something that started this all, created all this thing.
Well, I'm God too, man. I believe in God.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my life. That's what I do. I believe in God. But when you show somebody this is what you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And he said to him, now that you kind of got an idea of what you don't know, you're one step closer to knowing my Jesus. I was like, oh, shit. It was a good little learning tool to use, man. It fucking stuck in my head.
Yeah, religion. I mean, that's a big thing. I was listening to the Southern podcast, and they were like, "I don't want to." He says, I think we should go back to where nobody talked about politics or religion, and we didn't know what people thought. Then we could be fucking friendly again. Yeah, you know, and it with the. I think it's coupled. I think the new administration with social media and everybody's got an opinion, which is good. Everybody should have an opinion about stuff, you know. But I think, like me and Frage, we argue on text all the time. We're fucking extreme on it. But we get together Sundays and we sit here and bullshit, and we don't let it affect our friendship, right? Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you know what's in that person's heart and soul. Like, I don't put myself around negative people. Like, if I know somebody that's not, that I don't really care to be around, I'm not around them. So if I didn't feel like, even though we disagree on a lot of shit, if I didn't feel like he was like a positive person to be around, I just wouldn't do this. You know what I mean?
You know, I left someone out too. I was just thinking about that. Corn Dog, you and your lady, thank you guys. Thank you for the show input and all that shit, man. Do appreciate everyone that listens, you know. I forgot. You remember Corey Harrison, man?
Yeah. Well, I guess, never mind what I was talking about.
I was just floating in my head because you're talking about. No,
he went from 81 to 92.
No, yeah,
he lost a little bit of that time.
No,
right
you're
there.
talking about good people and stuff, man. And Corey, he was a couple years older than us, but he was, you know, when I lived with Harrison, he's my cousin and stuff. Yeah. I still consider him family, but he's one of those guys, man, that's lived it and done it, you know. And God's a big part. God's a big part of it, man. So people talk about God, but the politics part, you know, I agree with you. This is the first president we've had in a while that actually brought up God and started talking about God and stuff. So that's why it's fucking mixing again.
No, see, I disagree with that. George Bush was highly into the church. But see, it's what people want to believe or hear or fit their narrative. I listened to hours of President Obama explain how he became a Christian, how he was going to the church, how he but they
you know what church he went to though.
They won't put that out there. They won't put how you know how he grew up part Islam, part atheist, part Baptist.
Went to all private schools.
Private school, yeah, okay, but. He
never lived like you and me. Okay. Never.
I don't know about that.
No, he
I don't know about that.
Dude, you go to a $1,400 a month a private school, and that's in the 80s, 70s, 80s. That's expensive as fuck, bro.
Well, I mean, come on. Most of the presidents have been going through a private school. I mean, we're talking about Trump, George Bush, Obama. I mean, these are elitist. All these people that are presidents for the most part, except maybe fucking Carter or some shit like that, are fucking elitist.
Well, he wasn't even like a peanut farmer or something like that.
Yeah,
I mean, they had cash, dude.
Yeah, but I did it 92, 81. Lost my train of thought.
Yeah, dude.
But I don't know these. Christianity.
But
you know,
okay.
I wouldn't say that he's I think every president, but I think presidents kind of try to use that in their favor. And this is going on predominant right now. Is like, you know, what people always say. Well, abortion. Abortion is an easy topic to gain Christian votes, whether you believe it or not.
Yeah,
presidents will have a side chick and have an abortion. Abortion should be illegal. They'll say that to gain momentum with the Christian people. That's what they do. That's what politics is.
Voting blocks. Look at all the shit centralized in our state, right? You got a gay population in our state that's like 3%, right?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's like 3%. I think nationwide it's like 2%, but in California it's like 3%, right?
Okay.
So look at how many of these commercials and the shit we got going on every day to us that focuses on transgender or LGBTQI, those type of things, man. They're out in the forefront, and a lot of that's for the voting block because they're securing that voting block. You seen the new Gavin Newsom for governor stuff?
I seen the commercials yesterday, but I didn't really pay attention too much into it.
Yeah, the one I'm with all the stuff they're saying on there, but then he says he took on the NRA and he won. And then I look at the news clip that it was out of on the bottom, and I was like,
well, nobody wins against the NRA.
What the fuck did he win? Yeah,
nobody wins against the NRA.
But that's what people take in and they hear is that, oh, he won against the NRA.
Well, it fits their narrative.
Yeah, I'm not for guns. I don't want people to have guns, so I'm going to vote for that guy. And that's the whole point of that. And it works, man.
No, it works. You think people are smart. People aren't smart. Most people are fucking stupid as fuck. Dude. I mean, they follow whatever they hear on the news or they read. I mean, you know what? Follow your heart. I always say follow your heart, what you know to be true. Don't follow a party line. Don't follow, what you see on Fox, or don't follow what you see on CNN. Follow your heart. That's what I always say.
For myself, man, because I'll listen to Rush, and then I listen to Tom Sullivan. I really like Larry Elder. I listen to the radio more than I watch TV. But to get the truth out of something, you got to take what somebody said or they wrote, like on an internet article. And by the way, Bling hasn't. I switched from Google to Bling to see if I can get different. Bing, yeah.
Bling.
I say Bling.
He said bling bling.
Every time I run around the club, bling bling. Yeah. But there's no fucking difference, man. There really isn't. I mean, they got to be the same fucking entity, man.
Most people aren't you trying to look for the truth. They're trying to find something that fits what they believe, so they can use that as an argument.
An argument, yeah. They're trying to look for the argument, and then what I often what I'll find is something I like that's on there, and then I look at it and I say, oh, it was posted in 2003.
Right.
Well, that doesn't fit the narrative for today.
No.
It's fucking 15 years ago,
Yeah.
But the same shit was going on 15 years ago that's going on now. That's why it comes up in that fucking...
Exactly. Like my brother was trying to send me something. He's like, no, you got to watch this. I said, okay, I'll watch it. I have no problem watching it. But first, I'm going to go on the site that it's on.
Yeah.
I want to see when it was posted, and I want to see all the articles that site has posted over the last 10 years, 5 years, whatever it is. And I want to see... And then I want to try to fact check that site. And he's like, why do you got to go through all those emotions, through those motions? And I'm like, well, I just want to see how valid it is. Because they're going to come to you from their perspective. And they want you to believe something. They're not going to tell you the truth. They want to, fill you with their narrative. So I'll watch it. I have no problem. I'll watch anything. We talked about one time I listened to Farrakhan. You're like, how could you listen to Farrakhan? I'm like, because I want to hear everybody's perspective.
You're talking about the Reverend Farrakhan, right?
Yes. I want to hear everybody's, and because I was listening to the podcast I listened to this weekend, and there's a white guy and a black guy, and they were talking, and the white guy, the black dude's always talking about Farrakhan, and he goes, well, you can't fucking, you saying you support everything Farrakhan says? And he goes, no, absolutely not. I don't believe death to Jews. I don't believe...
Kill the white man.
I don't believe that. He goes, but he does say some stuff about black empowerment. This is the same thing that's going on with Kanye West and Donald Trump. As soon as he said he supported Donald Trump, all black people said, we don't want nothing to do with Kanye West, right? Yeah. But you can like, to have a valid opinion, like if I said, if this thing with North Korea goes through, right? And it does have something to do with Trump, I'm going to say that's a good fucking thing.
Yeah.
For me to say, just because it has to do with Trump and I don't like Trump, and me to say, well, it's all bullshit, I don't believe it, whatever. That's just, that. All that does is it takes my opinion from everything else and it devalues it because it's just coming from a fucking emotional place, right?
You know what's got me going, looking at Trump in a different eye? Because when the shit went down, I was a Ben Carson guy. I read both of his books just to check out who this guy is. And you know what? He's one of my favorite guys. I don't give a fuck what Saturday Night Live says about him or what people say about him. You listen to him. He's a very smart man.
Who?
Ben Carson.
Okay.
So I was on his tip, man. And then once Trump started rolling with all the shit, dude, what really got me looking at him was you got 90% of the media coverage all negative against this guy.
True.
I mean, that's got to raise your eyebrows right there when they're not giving you fair and balanced shit like fucking 50-50. The media is not giving that out there. There's no real good coverage on him until some shit like the tax plan, right? They had to report on that. because it affects everyone. Well, the same thing with North Korea. If this shit goes through, look at South Korea and North Korea haven't talked for like 50 years, right?
Right.
That shit's been going down.
No, I know. This is my whole point, is that you can agree with some things that people say and not agree with the whole entirety of it. You can say, Farrakhan says some legitimate stuff, but most of what he says is negative. That's the same with Trump. For me to say Trump, everything he does is bad, would not, I would be just a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though I don't like him, I don't like his character, I don't like the way he carries himself, I don't like anything about him. But if he does something good, and it's benefiting us, I would say, okay, well, that's good. And I have to, and you have to do that to be honest. I could still not like the person. That's the thing with Kanye West. It's like as soon as he said he supported Trump, even though Kanye West has done a lot of things in Chicago and a lot of things, you just take away everything that because he supports Trump. You can't do that. Otherwise, your opinion holds no weight anymore because you're going everything off emotion.
What it is, it just shows you what type of person that is. They're narrow-minded. They have a focus. The focus is on the tree instead of the forest, man.
Right.
And there's too many people that are like that. Like I've been really thinking about just keeping the fellas Facebook shit. Mm-hmm. Because the normal Facebook I get, I don't know, we got 700-800 friends or something on there, right?
Right.
I only talk to like maybe 8 people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm sure they're fucking whores from, websites or something that were trying to hit me up. And back in the day, I'd just be like, yes, I agree. You're my friend. Yes.
Oh, whores trying to be friends or whores like trying to hook up?
No, like fucking Genevieve Snakva from fucking Russia or whatever, and she wants to be my friend, and I was like, okay, you're my friend. And then I look at her site, see who she is, like, do we go to school with her or what? And I look on her site, and she's just got all titty pics and shit like that. Oh, yeah,
they just send that shit out. Dude, I got fucking 200 friend requests still sitting there that I haven't accepted yet, dude.
Yeah, dude, so, I you know what? I've done it a couple of times where I just fucking, you delete your account.
Oh, yeah.
And then...
What's weird is that the people that you have friends with on Facebook, because when you first started, you just like accept whatever.
Yeah.
Because you went to school with them, whatever. But I've seen these people out in public, and they've walked right by me.
Yeah.
And not even said hello. And I'm like waiting to like say hello.
Yeah, but they'll talk shit to you on Facebook.
Yeah. They'll fucking talk all day. How's your kids? Whatever. And then you see them and they walk right by you. Like, why the fuck am I friends with this fucking...
Dude, it's because of the fucking age we're in now. Back when we didn't have that shit, back before Facebook, before MySpace, all that shit, right? You had to date people. You had to go to the library or the fucking bar or wherever.
They have a class in college now on how to ask people out on dates because kids don't do that no more. What they do is they text. They text. So they don't know how to everybody's socially awkward now.
No, that's what I told my son because, he's got a girlfriend now, but I told him, I said, hey, you want to do something different? Call the girl. Talk to her. Listen to her voice. See how she reacts to a joke, Get to know her before you take her out on a date, and you get out to date her, and she's like, "Hey, how you doing?"
Because everybody can sit back on a text and sound intelligent because you can fucking go back, correct what you're saying, read it,
spell words right.
Yeah, spell words right. Fuck, me and Sarah first started talking on the phone, man. We would talk literally, dude, for like 3 hours on the phone till like 2 a.m. We would sit there and talk till we fell asleep. I'm like, "Are you awake? Are you still up?" But now I think everybody just does everything texting. That's why there's so much social awkwardness going on in the world now. Now I think the kids are smarter. I think they're more intelligent.
I don't think so.
I think they're tolerant. I think they're smarter. I just don't think that they have that social aptitude anymore.
I think the Common Core learning has fucking turned it down. And I mean, you can see it. All the numbers are there, dude. If you check it out, especially in California, we're like 48, dude. Come on. Out of 50 states, we're 48.
Oh, you mean like education-wise?
I mean intelligence-wise. I mean, I seen a thing...
intelligence-wise, I think they surpassed us.
I seen a thing when they took 1983 graduation rate at in college, 4-year school. Mm-hmm. Average GPA was 2.83, right? That's what the average graduation GPA was.
For college?
For college, yeah.
Okay.
So they took it, and it's, 2016 was on the study or whatever. And the average GPA rate was 3.1. So they got this guy from St. John's, professor from St. John's, and I didn't know this about St. John's either, but when you go there, they tell you right off the back, you're going to have to read these 250 books during your 4 years here.
Okay.
Every kid takes the same fucking class because it's a liberal arts school.
Mm-hmm.
There's no picking and choosing. Every kid takes the same class.
Okay.
which I think is fucking amazing, man. They have to learn history, math, social sciences, all that kind of shit, where you're not just going, like he said, they don't have majors there. You're not just going to school to learn to be a fucking apple cutter or a fucking...
But I think that's where we're falling behind, too. Like in Japan, they don't teach you history and all that stuff. You learn a trade, and that's where I think we're losing behind in the whole global thing. We're falling behind is because we're not teaching the kids trades anymore. We're just teaching them. We haven't evolved. We're still doing English, history. We're going through the same motions, and everybody else is evolving, and we're just stuck in our head like that's what you got to do to learn. No, it's not. Like we got to try to.
The curriculum hasn't changed since like 1930.
We've got to adjust with the times. Like everybody is surpassing us, so we got to have more IT classes because technology is taking over. Like,
No, I've seen that. Like 80% of IT classes contain men, right? 20% women.
Okay.
Of that 20% of women, 3% have an ethnical background, right?
Okay.
Of that 3%, the whites included, because the other 17% of the females that are taking IT classes are Asians. So that little 3%, that minority, contains blacks, whites, Hispanics. So you have a whole industry that's booming, and it's going to be the future, right? Nobody's looking into it.
No. We're still looking in the past. We're still trying to hold on to things that we think that are that did build this country, but it's no longer going to take us into the future. We have to evolve, but then again, then that it hurts the labor force. Like we've been talking all week, those jobs we still have to do those jobs. We still have to have a plumber. We still have to have an electrician. You still have to have a builder, a roofer.
That's where when the plumber, the roofer, the tile guy, those guys have to up their game, and they say, you know what, I can't do that job for $300. That job's got to cost $2,000 now.
That's true in a
because a doctor ain't gonna do that shit. A fucking IT guy ain't gonna do that.
That's
shit.
fine. But remember, that stuff trickles down. So somebody eats the cost, which is the consumer who will have to eat the cost. That means that person that's paying for that service has to get a higher paid job. That means your rent's going to double from $2,000 a month to $4,000 a month. That means your house is going to jump.
Look at it. That's exactly what's happening.
That's what it's doing. It's just like it's got to be parallel, and it's not parallel anymore.
Well, if you look at it, man, when those computer jobs were there, those fucking accounting jobs, those type of office type jobs, back since the late 70s, 80s, those jobs were around. But as computers have fucking developed and got better, the type of IT person has got to learn more information. And what they've been doing is where they were making $20,000 on a scale, now they doubled it at 40. Now it's at 80. Now these guys are making $150, $160 a year for the same job type of job they were doing 15 years ago. That labor force has pulled together and said, yeah, I'm not going to take that job,
Which is fine. It's everybody's choice too. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to do a labor job. But at the end of the day, we are still building restaurants, apartments, hotels, whatever. We're still building them the same way we did 100 years ago for the most part. That still really hasn't changed to a whole lot. I mean, we've evolved a little bit, but
regulations.
Yeah, but we're
like
still
that.
building. I mean, we still have to have that labor force, and you see it everywhere. We go to these developers; they got 17 superintendents, and they got laptops, and they're going. All the money is spent on the overhead. But at the end of the day, you still have to have someone physically out there to do the work. That's what everybody is missing. They're like, why is everything so expensive? Because, first of all, we're spending too much money on regulations, right? Especially in California. There's too much money in regulations.
Fucking sprinklers, right? We're talking about that.
Fucking scam. It's a scam, We survived. And, a lot of stuff that we're building that we do now is a scam anyways. Simpson is this hardware company that you have to buy all this hardware to. It went from having on a regular house just anchor bolts, right?
Yeah.
Now you have to have these fucking huge brackets with fucking floor to floor hold downs on. And it hasn't changed. Like if you go, the 100-year-old house is still standing. Why are we doing this? It's because of money. Because the lobbyists go in and say, you got to do this.
I think a part of it, too, is those guys that are in the office fucking pounding on shit got to prove that they have a job.
Right. They got to justify it.
They need to tweak this little code right here to show, hey, I made that happen. Look at how much safer we are now.
Yeah. And you're not that much safer. Fires still start, fucking building.
Well, that's what I'm saying with the sprinklers, dude. Okay, so a fire is going to destroy your house, right?
Right.
What else is going to destroy your house?
Water damage.
Fucking water, dude.
Yes, if the springs go off, you have water damage,
Yeah.
you have to replace. But I mean, if your house burns, it burns. But I understand that, like in, like, let's say, restaurants or hotels, that because all it's supposed to do is give you more time to get out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Multi-floor things, I understand it too,
Yes.
because you want to give the people upstairs a chance.
But this whole fucking everybody has to have fire sprinklers is such a fucking
No, that's
scam.
the way it is.
Yeah.
If you're not incorporated city of Galt, you try to build some place out here in Harold or Wilton or something, you got to put fucking sprinklers
and the
in your
added
house.
cost to building a house with that, it's like, why build it?
Well, dude, like,
That's
when
why
I looked
everybody's
into
renting.
I looked into building a house back in like '94. The startup cost was like $7,000, right? That's not with the well or the power or the other shit. I wasn't even including that. I'm just talking bullshit paperwork. Now you know as well as I do, it's like $25,000, dude. Fucking bullshit paperwork, permits, all regulations, all that shit. Dude, you're $25,000 in the hole before you put a fucking stake down.
Yeah, you just buy now. That's why people buy. Well, everything we're building, especially in the Bay Area, is condominiums, apartments that below have a Starbucks, have a little restaurant. It's all communized. Everybody's living and eating and buying everything in one little section now. That's what they're doing. That's what because the property. There's not a lot of property left in fucking California.
Well, there is.
I mean, the Bay Area, I should say. In the Bay Area, it's a premium.
I've thought about this, man. Why don't my corporation I work for has got a big fucking stake out in Bay Area, man? Why not move your headquarters, especially with IT and all the fucking computer solutions and shit you have now, right? Why run your shit in San Francisco? Why not go out in fucking Bakersfield or someplace where fucking shit's low, overhead, all that stuff? You can have your fucking business anywhere now.
Bakersfield's a shithole.
Well, we know it's a shithole.
Anything's fucking south of Stockton is a fucking shithole, man.
Dude, have you ever noticed this when you're going down 99, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't care from fucking Oregon to Tijuana, dude. If you go down 99, you hit a fucking town like every 8 to 10 miles.
Yeah.
There's a town. I mean, look at it. Sacramento, El Grove, Galt,
But-
Lodi, Stockton.
Once you get past like say Lake Lathrop and stuff, you do have a space for a while.
Oh,
there
yeah,
when
because
you're
you'll go
driving.
like Kettleman, Firebaugh, fucking Tulare. I mean, but this is my point. Now on I-5, you go down I-5, you hit like Sacramento, Fresno,
Elk Grove.
LA.
Well, yeah, Elk Grove. I guess Sacramento, Elk Grove's like one city now.
Yeah. But look at the difference. I mean, there's 8 miles difference in those two freeways. But this one's all fucking industrialized and shit. This other one's a straight shot. Fucking poof.
Why is that?
Dude, I don't know. Farming, maybe? I don't
Maybe
know.
it's close to the waterways, maybe?
I don't know, but it's fucking really glaring, dude. And then, like you said, once you get down there, you get past Fresno to Grapevine, it's fucking desert.
Yeah.
It is fucking desert, man. I mean...
So we were talking about this, so everybody moving out of California.
Oh, yeah,
more
the
people
Cal
moving out
exit.
of California than... More people are moving out than moving in.
Yeah.
Right?
And the people we're losing are the people that have money and ability and the fucking knowledge of doing shit to fucking pick up and go, man.
No. I just read the article that said the people that are actually moving in and staying are the higher paid people. The people that are moving out are the lower income, low wage, low labor people are moving out because they just can't afford it anymore.
Well, I must be that way. And I'm trying to get it across to my kids. My kids got no hope of fucking buying a house right now, dude.
It's crazy. Well, you shouldn't. You shouldn't because the cost of the house and the value of the house, the cost is higher than the value of the house right now. If you're smart, you should wait.
There's a fucking game going on again. I was trying to tell the old lady we need to sell this place and fucking rent and fucking play the game and then because it's gonna bubble again. That's what it's happening, dude.
That's gonna crash.
You start seeing these houses that fucking 6-7 years ago they were 200, 250. Now they're selling for 400, 450. I mean,
we built the apartments in Tracy. In fucking Tracy.
Yeah.
Tracy, who the fuck wants to move to Tracy? So we built these apartments in Tracy, and the apartments are going for about $3,500 a month, right? Who the fuck are paying $35 across from Winco? Who the fuck are paying $35 and it's 90+% occupied? Who the fuck are paying for these fucking things? I don't know.
A lot of it goes multi-family. You know what I mean?
No, there's fucking. I'm telling you, I'm there. There is a fucking one guy living with his dog or paying for this fucking apartment. I'm assuming it's IT guys from the Bay Area, shit like that, dude.
Yeah, cut their commute time.
I guess, but I don't know. The cost of living in California is just getting fucking out of control.
Well, we went over it the other night. Me and the old lady who fucking because we're planning on, after our littlest one gets out of high school, we're looking to move out of state. But I want to get some land now, because if you go try to build or buy in Idaho, Arizona, Nevada, your startup costs for a house are around $5,000. Where here in California, you're at $25,000. So you're $20,000 ahead of the game there. Then you got fucking state taxes. Nevada has none. Sales tax. Nevada has none. Right.
Right.
I mean, 22% of my check right now is going to California. When I make $1 and I spend it, there's the 12% for fucking state income tax, and then another 8.75% for sales tax.
It's crazy, dude. This guy showed me the fucking
22 cents, dude.
This guy showed me a little ashtray, and he goes, "You know how many times this fucking ashtray gets taxed? It gets taxed on the fucking sand. It gets taxed on the fucking glass. It gets taxed on the delivery. It gets taxed on the sale." I mean, the little fucking ashtray gets taxed fucking 50 times before it actually gets fucking sold.
Yeah, man, but this is what I'd hope doesn't happen. The people that are leaving California are leaving for a reason, because they don't like what's going on here. So I hope they don't move to another state. Like, I know Texas is big.
Most people are moving to Texas from California.
Texas, yeah.
This is the biggest one.
Idaho. And what they're doing, and I've heard it like in Austin, they're turning Austin into fucking San Francisco. You know, that's what they're doing. They're leaving what they fucked up here and starting someplace else.
Well, kind of, but you know, the population, the people, you know, we talk about this all the time. The kids that are growing up now are that old way of thinking is dying off. Like all these old gray-haired people. I mean, you still have people have, you know, you have your belief, I have my belief, but you can evolve or not evolve, or we could be that, like they said in the text, the fucking grumpy old man, fucking get off my lawn guy, you know. But whatever's happening, our country is evolving into a more tolerant society. Now there's good and bad to that, right? There is good and bad. Now it's become a PC environment where you can't even fucking joke with anybody anymore because you're going to get fucking sued or fired. And that's a bad part, right? I agree that, but then there's a good part where it's like we're all inclusive, we're accepting, you know, all races and fucking homosexuality and stuff like that, where it hasn't been that before. That's a good part, which we should be. And we're not fucking grabbing women's asses and doing the stuff that we shouldn't be doing. We're evolving. Also, we're losing some of our who we are. We're losing some of who we are.
No, I've seen it, man. You know as well as I do, because a joke used to start like this, like a Polak, a black dude, and a Mexican walk into a bar, right? Mm-hmm. Now when people tell that joke, they go like this. Okay, so a Polak, a black dude, and a Mexican.
Well, and that depends where you're coming from. So I will have no problem saying that in front of a guy a black friend of mine, right? I have no problem saying that. Yeah. But they know where I'm coming from. I'm not coming from a hateful place. It's a fucking joke. I usually use Mexicans in the punchline because I work around Mexicans all the time. So I use it, and everybody that I work with, whether they speak English or not, know who I am. They know that I'm their fucking greatest ally.
They know you from Fellows 92.
Yeah, fucking signing autographs all the fucking time.
Fucking pressure, dude.
But I don't know. It depends. You know, everybody knows where you're coming from. It comes from a good spot, so you can still do it. But it's getting to the point where my kid can't fucking do that because they don't know where he's coming from.
No, but you know, most of our friends and people we've been around with, you're talking some of them over 30 years. You know, you got some friends you met and they're cool with 5 years. But if you're just hanging out with somebody like a buddy's friend, I've had this happen several times where you're cool with your buddy, right? Mm-hmm. But your buddy might not be cool with me because he don't know me. He knows how you joke and how you do that kind of shit.
Well, that in those cases, yeah, I'm a little bit more cautious. Yeah. I'm not just randomly, but you should be anyways till you know somebody, because it might offend them, and you don't want to randomly just offend people. Yeah. You know, people take things differently. But no, I hear what you're saying. You're right.
Yeah, you can't do that. It's things have changed. Had too many situations where fucking my friend's cool with me, your friend's cool with you, but when we get together as friends, our friends don't get along. You know? Hey, speaking of that, dude, we had a real good friend live a lifelong dream. I guess we can close out that fucking topic, but we're talking about
those all random topics.
I know, a bunch of random shit, but Flowmaster got to live a lifelong dream this week, dude.
Oh, that was dope.
Yeah.
I like that.
You want to start? You want to tell it off or what?
From what he texted us,
Yeah.
And I'm going to get it wrong because he's going to say, no, that didn't happen. But, I mean, from the gist of it was that...
I think between both of us, we can get it straight.
The gist of it was that he was told... He's working... he's retired military.
Yeah, 25 years, was it?
Something like that, 24 years.
25 years. Thank you for your service, all you vets.
Yeah, so he's starting to work at... He was working at Lowe's. And basically, he was told by somebody to go do something that wasn't in his scope of work. But he did it anyways to be a team player. And then... at the end of it, he said he was suggesting they do something else, and basically that person told him to just shut up and do your job.
Yeah, shut up, do your job.
So basically, he fucking told him, well, my kid's got a game. You can fucking take this job, shove it up your ass, and fucking walked out.
Yeah.
It's something that he's always wanted to do.
He always wanted to quit a job.
Quit a fucking job. Good for him, man.
Love it, man.
Like, you're making, a lower wage, just to keep busy. I think he's just doing it to keep busy. Yeah, he's
doing it to do something. He wanted to work.
But you have to treat people correctly. People in power get so fucking... Like, they say power is the worst drug in the world. Once you get a little bit of power, you start treating people like shit. Who the fuck are you? You're working at fucking Lowe's. That's just like me at a job site, fucking the guy sweeping up, talking to him and treating him like shit because he's sweeping up, but treating somebody else better.
But in this scenario, here you go, a guy that's got 25 years in the military, he lives by the chain of command. Right. He lives by orders. He lives by the discipline of what you're supposed to do.
He's not used to the public life.
Yeah, well, what he's not used to is fucking getting shit on. He's used to shitting on people. Yeah, so now he gets in the private world, right?
Where they shit on you.
And the fucking chick that's got 3 years at the cashier position is your senior. So you have to do what she says. But he couldn't help. He was like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm out of here. Yeah. That's the fucking flop on that shit, dude. Regardless of where you're at, I don't care who you are. You're taking, unless you're the man, unless you're the boss, you're taking orders from people, dude.
Yeah.
No matter what you're doing. I don't care if you work at the Frosty or you work at fucking Apple.
But you don't have to treat people like shit. You don't tell people shut up and listen, or you just don't fucking do that. I mean, I do every once in a while because people will keep talking. Or like every time I'm trying to explain something to them, I'll say, hey, okay, enough. Shut up and fucking listen. Yeah. You get to that point, but you don't treat people like shit.
Yeah, but that's the twist, man, is that when the shoe was on the other foot, his first fucking... His instinct was like, you know what? Fuck you. I love it.
Yeah, I like that too. I like that shit too.
It was one of my high points this week hearing him do that. I loved it. But that rolls right into jobs, dude.
Jobs.
We're gonna talk about illegals and jobs.
Yeah, me and Fraser were talking, and I'm all for full legal working employees, right? There's nothing wrong with that. And every time I argue with somebody, I'm like, I always preempt it by saying, I think there should be immigration laws. Laws outdate themselves. You should modernize the laws. I think they're spending way too much time on figuring out how to fucking build a wall. Let's come up with modern day real immigration policy, not fucking still living off of antiquated fucking immigration laws. And we're gonna build a fucking $1 billion. The $1 billion wall doesn't stop anything. I don't know what people are understanding. Like, I know these people. They go across the border like we do.
Yeah, because there's no wall.
No, they walk across the border like we do. You can go. The guy ride with me Saturday, right? His family's coming back and forth, and I was talking to him about it. Like, they're from Mexico. The only difference is you can come over here. It's just you don't go back. You just stay.
Well, see, I think what you're doing is you put the emphasis on Mexicans all the time, or you talk about the Mexicans.
Because I think that's the biggest part of the immigration we have.
Here's the other part, man, is the jihad guys, the guys that are coming over here to do harm, do bad. It's a fucking open door, you know?
Yes, I said I'm not opposed to having border patrol or immigration laws, but the way they're coming over is in planes, in boats, underground tunnels, through the border. Because all you have to do is apply. You can go to Mexico. It don't matter if you come from fucking Iraq or whatever. You apply for a 30-day. It takes 30 days to get a visa to come over here. Anybody can do it, and you can walk across the border. The only difference is they're not going back.
Yeah.
I think that's not stopping anything. It doesn't really stop that much. I talk to these guys. They're like, we don't go across the border like that anymore.
Well, look at all the areas there is a wall already, right? They don't cross there.
No, they go through the water if they have to. They go underneath tunnels. Yeah. They go through planes, through boats. They go right across the border. I'm telling you, all you have to do is apply. And in Mexico, you can get. It takes 30 days, and for the most part, I was asking this guy. I'm like, most people can get it as long as you're not fucking in prison or anything. He goes, you can just get it and come across the border.
That's my other point right there, man. That's part of what I want. There are laws there. There are laws in place, right?
Right.
And as long as they're followed, like my in-laws, they did it the right way. They waited. We've talked about that several times. They're legal.
Yes, but just like we're talking about the regulations.
For all those people that have done that, though, right? It's like you're saying, let's just give these guys a pass.
No. See, that's the argument. Where we lose the argument is I keep saying we have to have immigration laws. We have to have modern day immigration laws. We're just talking about the fucking all the regulations they have in construction. Well, that's the same with the immigration laws. We haven't adjusted for the time. I know, I write letters for these people. I know that they're going through the process. It's so expensive and time consuming. It's just a whole process, like where these people are working, right? They're a positive to our economy. They are a positive to our, whatever you try to fucking read and sell your bullshit, they are a positive to our economy. We need that labor force, right? We have to have it because, we were talking before, it's not Mexican, it's not black, it's not white, it's Americanized. Americanized people are fucking lazy. I'll say it right now. Americanized people are fucking lazy. They don't want to do those fucking jobs anymore. Me and Fraser talk all the time about this, and we argue about it. And I say, we don't have a sign up that says illegals only apply. We need the workers. I'm all for hiring just legal workers, but they don't fucking come out. Those people don't come out to look for work, but we still have to do those jobs.
And that's what we argue about too. Is I say, hey, why would I go do a job like that, right? Mm-hmm. When I know the trade myself, I can go do this trade privately and stack my own cash that way. Why would I want to go work for somebody like that? When I have an opportunity to make more money doing it privately.
Well, there's a lot more. I think to it than that. Like there's so much more responsibility because I know a lot of people that are in limbo that work for us, that they kind of have a contractor's license, they work on site, but they just don't want to. It's not worth the headache of trying to chase down your money, trying to collect the money, because everybody will fuck you out of money, right? Or you can work for somebody for a little bit lower wage and not have no headache. This comes back to happiness, and you make a decent living, you make a good living, and you don't have no responsibility.
I agree with you. There's good points on both of those. The stability of the job,
right? The
less headache. Myself, that's what I'm thinking of. My job has got so much red tape and regulation. It's changed so much in the past 25 years, like anything should. And I'm rolling with the times. I'm learning. But I want less stress. I'm looking to get a job that's less stress. I don't have to worry about life or death, any of those type of situations. Because, believe me, a lot of times when I leave my job, if I second guess myself, did I do everything right? Is that house going to blow up tonight? Is it going to be on the news? Those kind of shit go through your head. And when you've been doing something for 20, 25 years, right? I was thinking about this. Like, let's say we're playing a baseball game, right? We've been playing baseball forever. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, they change the rules, and now you get 4 strikes. And now there's 5 outs in an inning. These are the things they're doing. They're changing the game. Where a home run is now, it's worth 3 points instead of 1. These are little things that they're doing to change the way my fucking job is going, and I'm sure everyone else is.
I see what you're saying.
They're changing the game, man. And you either got to roll with it and say it's okay, or look like the NFL now. They're fucking talking about not having kickoffs. Have you seen that shit?
No, but the NFL, some people believe it's not going to be around in about 30, 40 years.
Fuck, dude. You can see why, man.
Because I was listening to Arian Foster. He has a podcast. Super fucking intelligent person. And they were asking him, would you let your kids play football? He said, absolutely fucking not. Why? Why would I have my kids play football? Because of what the studies coming out now with all this fucking brain damage and shit? He goes, no, absolutely not.
Dude, you can get that shit doing anything, man.
You can, but why add to that? Why give yourself a greater percentage
of
having
those things? I've had more concussions from fucking skateboards, motorcycles, bicycles, fucking fighting.
Is that what's wrong? If that's what's wrong, if I figured out what's wrong with you?
Dude, I've had more concussions than fucking Troy Aikman, Steve Young, and fucking Trevor Berber
combined. This is Fraser logic right here.
Yeah. I'm just saying, man, fucking... you can find a cause and effect. And here's my other thing, man. Fucking... Look at those guys that were on the draft the other night. Bob Lilly, fucking Roger Staubach. These old-ass motherfuckers, right? Mm-hmm. They used to play in leather helmets and shit. And they're fucking fine, man.
Yeah, but a lot of the guys that I've talked to, I know a couple actually people who played NFL, and they're like, they fucking see these guys fucking can't get out of bed.
I've seen it
fucking
too,
walk
yeah.
around
Their
like,
fucking knees are
like,
shot.
That's like
that.
boxing. Like, why the fuck? It's an escape if you have it for people in poverty. Like, it never was a place where somebody like that had a legitimate lifestyle.
You forget about fucking Prince Nassim?
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot.
Prince Nassim Muhammad, the prince. He was a prince, dude.
He'd come in and fucking lowrider. He's a fucking moron,
on a fucking flying carpet and shit, dude.
Yeah. It was something that you did that you would get you out of poverty, because you look at the effects, the final effects, and of course there's people that like Mayweather that don't have that, but for the majority you do have those effects. So why would you do that? There's really no reason to.
That's why they get paid that jack too. You tell me where else Arian Foster is gonna be a fucking millionaire.
That's what he said. Well, he's actually a fucking brilliant motherfucker, but he said he did that. He did that and he helped his family get out of poverty. Right? Yeah. Yes. But he's saying his kids, he wouldn't allow that because they don't have to.
I call bullshit on it, dude, because I'll tell you what, if you told me, Frazier, you're going to go play in this league for fucking 5 or 10 years or whatever and be set for the rest of your life.
No, they're not set. Football players aren't set for the rest of their life.
I would fucking play any position butt naked, dude. No helmet, no pads. Me and fucking Hyde going at it, dude.
Yeah, but that's short money, dude. That's 5 years. If you make $5 million, that fucking money ain't gonna last you. And they don't make, only the top tier players make a lot of money. The other players, like I was talking about Warren Sapp, the biggest check he ever seen was like $800,000, and he's like a fucking big time player, right? They don't make a whole lot of money because their lifespan's about 6 years. Playing football?
Yeah, but here's how their checks are cut up. For every game they play in another state, they get one check. For that state, with those rules, those taxes, all that shit on that.
Yeah, but
check.
Regardless, you're still paying over at that rate. If you make fucking $10 million in your career, which is a lot of money for football players, you're getting $5 million off the back fucking taxes right away. So you're making $5 million to last you fucking 30, 40 years?
That's one contract, dude. Look at them.
But you're talking about elite players. Most out of the 52-man roster, you only have 3 or 4 players that make those elite contracts. The rest of the players are making $500,000-$600,000, which is okay. But you only have 6-7 years to do that. That's why they go into broadcasting and other jobs.
Oh, I just went 82 to 91 right here, but no. Fucking, what was it? Pat Tillman, man. Yep. You remember Pat Tillman's story?
I heard somewhat of it, yeah.
Fucking all-pro safety for the fucking Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
Fucking war busted out. This motherfucker left that. He was in a contract year, too, where he could have fucking stacked cash. But he left, became an Army Ranger, fucking got killed by friendly fire, dude. I mean, there you go. There's that happiness thing, and there's also that risk-reward thing in life right there. But this guy gave up all that fucking glory on the football field to fucking go do something for his country, man. And those are the kind of Americans that keep America going right now. The fucking lazy-ass Americans you're talking about that don't want jobs that pay $25-$30 an hour, right? They don't want to get off their ass and commute 2 hours to go get work, make this money, commute 2 hours back.
So therein lies my whole point. Okay, so these jobs have to be done. They have to be done. They have to be filled. We've had people talk about a housing. We've had a housing shortage since I've been in the trade for 25 fucking years. We've had a housing shortage, right? Those jobs still have to be done. So you don't have to go do those jobs, but we still have those jobs. So who's gonna? What do you got?
I don't know, man. I was looking for a fucking.
It's on the bottom.
Where?
Right in the middle, on the bottom.
Oh, yeah, I see that shit.
Yeah, I got me a little nervous, too. David, you pushed the wrong fucking button.
No, it must be because there's some fucking shit right here. Yeah, that's what it was, see? We had the fucking white shit in there.
But those jobs still have to be done. And we degrade people and say, well, the fucking illegals are still in job. There's nobody who come into a fucking restaurant, come in the back door, put a gun to a fucking dishwasher's head and say, give me your fucking job. I'm stealing your fucking job. You don't steal those jobs. Those jobs are there to be had. Nobody's taking those jobs. Nobody wants to work those jobs. And everybody keeps pawning off, say, well, if they didn't do those jobs and they didn't do it for cheap, the wages are fair. If you want to come and do those jobs, you come and do them. But you know what?
Fucking bullshit fair wage. There is no living wage, dude. How can you come up with the fucking living wage, man?
So my wife works for a fucking state, right? So she makes way less than that. She had to do testing, multiple interviews, and then finally she got a job, and everybody thinks you work for the state.
You're balling.
No, you're making less than fucking everybody else, dude.
Yeah, but they make it up with pension. benefits.
Somewhat. It's not as much as you think it is, dude.
Dude, look at how many jobs don't have pension now. Pension, I bet you it's less than 5% of jobs have a pension now.
Well, they're all gonna go to that 401k. Everybody's going to the 401k, where you invest your own money in your retirement.
So at my job, that's what happened about 5 years ago. So all the people that have been hired in the last 5 years, they don't have the pension shit like we do. They got a better 401k option. Our 401k option is still good. It's a match like up to 6%, right? Mm-hmm. That's free fucking money right there. But the pension shit, from what I understand now, the guys that get hired now, they get what they call a golden handshake at the end. Years of service, age, all that. There's a multiplier and shit. Then you get a fucking like lump sum payment. But that shit's fucking going away, man.
Okay, my only point though is that they're not paying $7 an hour. They're not paying $12 an hour. I mean, for the most part, most guys are making around $30 an hour, right? Which is a decent wage. It's a decent wage to work. I mean, it's a decent wage to make when you don't have a college education or a high school diploma.
No, I agree totally, dude.
And those jobs have always been there like that. They've always been there where people who come out of jail can fucking take a job like that, where those jobs are there. So don't say they're stealing fucking jobs. Nobody's stealing fucking jobs. And I'm all for legalization. I'm all for legal workforce. I'm all for that. But we still have to fill those jobs. So how do we fill those jobs?
Well, you know what that points me to too, man. Look at the numbers. Look at Wall Street Journal. Look at the Post. Look at fucking New York Times. Whatever you want to look in, dude. Look at unemployment right now is at an all-time low, right?
It is.
It's at an all-time low. And that crosses all borders, where you want to rack it up for Black Americans, Hispanics, Asians, everybody, fucking ladies, women.
Well, it's not for different races. This hasn't been the lowest ever, but it was eight years ago. I just looked that up.
Well, yeah,
the information.
You look at,
but it's low. We don't have to argue about semantics, but it's low. It's fucking low.
It's fucking low, man. Yeah. And the cause is Trump. I mean,
okay. Well, see, this is where it's all. It's the unemployment rate was at 4 point something when Obama left office, but Trump said.
Yeah, I think it was higher than that.
See, okay, so and we argued about that. So and you said 10, it's 10, 11%, and
I wouldn't say that high, but it was
okay.
It was
but you did tell me it was 10, 11%. That's what you told me at that time, and Trump said that's all bullshit, that's lies. And within a month of him taking office, he goes, those numbers were lie. And even Spicer came out and laughed about it. He goes, well, Trump said those numbers were lie, but now it's true. But now it's so in a month it went from 10% to 4%. No, the economy was growing. He took over in a growing economy. Obama took over a fucking foul economy. The economy was growing when he took it over. The economy was.
I don't agree with that, man.
It was growing. You know what I did?
Obama never reached 2% growth. I mean, never got out of 2% growth.
What I did is when Obama left office, I wrote everything down what it was. The gas prices, stock market, everything. It was growing from the previous 3 years. He took over a fucked up economy, right? He did take up you can argue that, but he took over a fucked up economy. And it was growing. First of all, I don't think presidents have all that much to do with the fucking economy anyway.
Okay, well, explain the stock market then.
All stock markets, all economists say the president has very little to do with the stock market.
Okay, but if Trump says this, it fucking goes up 600 points. He says that, it goes down 600 points. I mean, it's fucking, you can see it. If you read the stocks, you see his fucking...
The president, what he does is it takes about 3 to 4 years to see all economics agree that it's a lagging economy. A president has a lagging economy. So all his policies will take 3 to 4 years to see what it really does. So in 4 years, at the end of his first tenure, and he might get reelected, we'll see what his policies did. We'll see how, and if it does, I'll say, you know what? Well, he did a good fucking job. Right now, after first, you think Obama quit? He's out of office, and all of a sudden, all his policies lingered in the first 2 years.
No, because Trump killed them, dude. Trump killed a lot of those regulations. He's been cut back more regulations than any president, and that's what's
I have to look it up. I don't even.
Yeah, that's what's causing. Look at how many he's got rid of it, and that's what's causing the growth, the booms, the fucking. What is it, fracking, shit like that, right? He's taking all that shit away, that fracking? Pipeline. Fracking's where they drill
I know what it is, but
horizontally.
But that's bad.
You think fracking's bad?
Yeah, it's bad for it's bad for the people that live in that area.
Well, look where they're fucking drilling, dude. Wyoming's only got like a population of 12, dude. I mean,
I watched the thing where they're fracking and it got the gas seeps into their water systems and shit. And they were lighting the fucking water, their fucking sink water on fire.
Dude, I think that's Detroit, dude.
No. This was in Wyoming. This is in Colorado. This is in those cities where they're fracking. This was on fucking.
All I know is that's just one of the things. Like fucking, who's that other cat? The postman that was running for president. His dad was a postman, and
Who?
The fucking other guy, he was a presidential hopeful. He got like 2%. When it was, man, fucking.
The postman.
No, his dad was a postman. He always brought that up, and every time he talked, I forget the fucking guy's name. He's from Idaho. He's like the governor of Idaho or Iowa or whatever. But motherfuckers like that, there's this industry that took off while he was in office, right? Just like Bill Clinton did in the 90s, right? All of a sudden, computers started blowing up and shit.
But I said when Bill Clinton took office, I was saying that fucking Bill Clinton don't have a lot to do with this economy. If the economy grows one way or another, dude, and everybody was giving Bill Clinton all this credit for the economy, I was saying I don't think it's Bill Clinton. I think it's the economy, the way the economy going. Now, if we're gonna go off that, then a lot of people believe that the middle class was killed by Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan deregulated the banks, Wall Street, and what happened was back in the day when our parents could have a job at the gas station and still buy a house and everything, what happened was now you open it up because people are greedy, right? People will do whatever they can if they can, unless you have some guidelines around it. So if you deregulate some of this stuff, and I do believe in fucking EPA deregulations and a lot of things, but if you deregulate the banks and deregulate Wall Street, you're given a fucking open range for these people to do whatever the fuck they want. And what happens is the separation of wealth becomes greater. And that happened in the 80s when Ronald Reagan took office.
Yeah, but also what happened was...
And I like Ronald Reagan.
I do too. And I think that's why I argue the other side is that you had housing prices that were at fucking 11% on your home loan, you know? When I purchased my first house, I was 19 years old. Our rate was 9.5% on our house, right?
Right.
I mean... When they started taking that shit down right there, right? So when you bought a house at 11%, you bought a $100,000 house, you end up paying fucking $300,000 for that house. Well, even now what they've done is raise the housing cost, lowered the percentage on borrowing. Mm-hmm. The banks are making more money than they ever have, where you buy a $300,000 house
because they're deregulated. You have to have regulations. You can't have no regulations when it comes to that because
dude, it's hard to buy a house. You can't just walk in there and say, "Give me a house."
Dude. Well, they're rolling those back. So when Obama said, "Hey, we got to change these regulations," because when Bush opened it up for this whole thing to happen.
Look at what
Goldman and Sachs, the worst, the greatest, the most evil people in this fucking country is Goldman and Sachs.
Yeah, but look at what happened under Obama's fucking care, dude. First year in office, he got rid of the fucking Cadillac plans for medical like I had, where I'm paying nothing, zero deductible, all that shit, right? Now I'm having to pay and shit. He did that, follow that up with the housing shit, dude, right? What happened in 2005, dude?
With what?
Fucking, I bought a house that was like $300,000, right? 2 years later in 2005, 2006, that house was worth $600,000, right? Mm-hmm. Because he allowed that shit happened under Obama's reign, dude. You're talking about the banks and that shit. All these foreclosures and the fucking massive ghost towns and shit you had here in California because of foreclosures.
This is my whole point. This was the effect of the George Bush era because we don't know what the president enacted until like 3 or 4 years after he does it.
That's what I'm saying.
He's taking credit for a booming economy that was booming already. He's saying that, I built it. No, you didn't. It was already going. Now, in the end of his 4 years, if the economy's...
My years messed up there.
If we're on in 4 years at the end of his first term, and if the economy's going great, and things that he enacted are showing that we're doing good, I'm going to give him all the credit in the world. All the credit in the world. I have no problem. And we talked about this. I have no problem giving people what credit is due. But we're fucking jumping the gun. It's back when Spicer was saying, well, he was laughing because he knew. Well, Trump said that was false numbers, and now it's real numbers.
No,
within a month?
It's the same way,
That's a fucking lie.
No, dude, are you surprised politicians lie, man? Look at how many fucking lies Obama told, dude. He didn't go through an unblemished regime, man. But now everything on focus is with Trump because he's not a political player. He's a fucking outsider.
I'm not saying that. I don't even agree with a lot of Obama's policies. That's the whole thing. I just don't like... I think he has a better character. Obviously, I think most people believe he has a better character than Donald Trump. But whatever. I don't know if we should hold these politicians in that high regard anyways. Like him cheating on fucking his wife, whatever. That's been going on since the beginning of time. But I just think that we're giving people too much credit for things because we want to believe that they do that. I never gave Clinton that much credit. I never gave Obama that much credit until a few years after they were done. Then we kind of see what their policies, how it affected us in real life.
How I judge is by how I'm living, right?
Right.
I haven't been living really. I live a better life than most. I say that. Okay. But according to my standard of living, right, my best years were probably like 2000, 2001, right around that era, right? That was my standard of living. I was doing all kinds of shit then and throwing money out and doing all kinds of fucked off stuff where now I got a budget. I got to watch what I'm doing, you know, and I didn't have to do that kind of shit before.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you know, and I'm, I guess you say I am for Trump, but I'm more for his policies. I don't give a fuck about what he tweets or who he tweets to or who he talks shit to. What I do see a lot of is that he's reactive. He reacts to shit where other people or other presidents would just be like, okay, whatever.
Well, he is smart. I got to give him that. He is smarter than people give him credit for. People will say he's a fucking idiot, and I say he's an idiot when I mean that is in character wise, but I think he is smart. He knows what he's doing. He knows how look, he won an election. He figured out how to manipulate people, and he did a pretty good job of it.
He got free press. What a lot of people don't understand is even though they're reporting like 90% negative on this guy, he's still in the fucking news every day. If he wanted to be on the news tonight, all he'd have to do is send out some fucked up tweet, and people would be talking about it for the next couple of days. Well, what did he really mean right here? This is going back to 1978 when he said this, you know? I mean... No, he's controlling them. He even though it's negative, he's controlling the media.
He does, and I'm telling you, he's got good people in his corner where they know because he fucking figured out, and people and presidents do, or all politicians do this. They fucking figure out how to divide these people and take advantage of these people, and people fall for it. But
well, look at what he did when he first came out, right? He said, you know, we're going to close down, we're going to build a wall because we don't want these rapists and murderers and pedophiles coming across the border. And I'm sure there's probably some good people too, right? He said something like that. But from that get-go, when he knew what he was going to say when he came down those fucking stairs. From that get-go, what happened? Every fucking channel. CNN, Fox, fucking MSNBC.
Well, he played to people's fears, and the fears that people really shouldn't have, but they have. Like, who the fuck in middle fucking America are they worried about fucking, you know, terrorists? I mean, this whole thing with the terrorists in this country is fucking... You have a better chance of getting fucking...
I don't know, dude. They're fucking more secretive than you think. Luckily, that cell they busted up in Lodi, dude. 200 people, man.
We have these fears with the Ebola virus. There was one person who fucking got it, and everybody was gonna get Ebola, and we gotta fucking whatever we gotta do. It's everybody was panicking. It's the same with this fucking terrorism thing. I mean, you have a greater chance in this fucking country to be in the tub, get struck by lightning 3 times, and dying in the tub than you have being killed by a terrorist in this country.
Or fucking texting while driving, dude.
Oh, I'm good at that, dude. Though, but you have to be good at it.
No,
you have to be good at it, dude. No. People are bad at it. There's people that shouldn't be doing it, but I do. Real. I can fucking Facebook, text.
No, look at they get on guns every time there's a shooting. They get on guns and shit, right? They could do something to this phone where it doesn't fucking text while you're driving. They could put something on there. Manufacturers could do that. They could restrict this.
But how you do that for a passenger?
Dude, that's just it. You don't need to text, right? We used to live without phones.
No, we did.
You know?
But I wouldn't buy a car with it.
You might actually have to fucking talk to the person you're riding with. You know? Ooh,
who wants to do that?
Scary. Come on, man. I don't know. I think we covered greed and charity in that one right there.
Yeah, we did good.
Well, we didn't do so much charity, man.
Oh, yeah. When we do that next time, I mean, we're getting along here today.
Yeah. I'm down. Whatever. You don't want to tell a fucking story?
What do we got? You know anything good stories?
Dude,
I mean,
we were talking about fireworks and shit. Fucking remember, this is back in the day. I don't know why we were fucking around, but my dad lived on. He got like 2 acres, and across the street, it's railroad tracks and shit. Mm-hmm. I don't know why we were over there fucking around on the railroad track. Maybe we were smoking weed or something. I don't know what we were doing, dude. We were fucking punk kids, but fucking three-way started a fire out there. You remember?
Oh, I finished off the last episode. We were talking about that.
Oh, he's
and you got mad at me because your dad's still scarred from the fucking burn.
Or the other one we were talking about, what were they called? Rose those fireworks that.
Oh, rosebuds.
Rosebuds, yeah.
Rosebuds.
So you guys remember those fireworks? You'd set them off and they'd fucking like like that. We're out at Corn Dog's house, 4th of July one year, and we just learned that we could kick them. So when they started buzzing up, we'd run up and kick them, and they'd fucking, look cool in the air and then fuzz out and shit like that. Well, kick one too close to one of our uncles, man, and he had the fucking tonic in his hair and all that kind of shit, and when it hit by him, fucking lit his hair on fire, and he was fucking wasted. Back in the day, people used to fucking drink and party all fucking day and didn't give a fuck what their kids are doing and shit, but he fucking gets up and he's like, I'm a candle! Look at me, I'm a candle! And you see everybody else all trying to put his fucking hair out and shit, but he's wearing it like it's something fucking cool he's doing because he caught fire.
That's funny shit.
I don't know, I was trying to think of a fella story, man, but...
I don't want to tell too detailed fella stories. I keep getting in trouble because I kept telling too many fucking
got that right, man.
I got in trouble too many times.
Yeah, we try to keep it legit, but that's the other thing we got coming up, man. We do coach, teacher, Mr. Veach passed away, so we're going to be heading to his funeral pretty quick, man.
Yep, rest in peace, Mr. Veach.
Yep. Nah. I don't know, man. When you live in a small town, everybody knows everybody, so it's good to pay.
I guess that's why none of the teachers could fuck at their students, because everybody would fucking know about it.
Fuck yeah, you knew where they lived. It happens. But I don't know, man. I guess we'll close this bitch out.
All right.
Got close to an hour.
Yep.
All right, man. See you guys next week.
See you next week.